Hello, fans of the originals. This is Mel, and I'm here to talk about the season 2 finale. That's episode 222, titled Ashes to Ashes, that aired May 11th, 2015, and what a fitting title that was. And I have to say, overall, I'm truly satisfied with the episode. There are a few things that I wish could have happened, Camille and Cole, but that is what fanfiction is for. I'll just check the site to see if anyone else wrote their own versions to include more Klaus and Camille, or even Cole to the episode, or if I'm really impatient, I'll write my own. It's what fanfiction's there for. But other than those two things, I really, really liked the episode. And how it all went down was done in a way I hadn't expected. Actually, there are a lot of things I didn't expect to happen now that I think about it, but in hindsight, I clearly should have. Now, this episode not only brings back Claire Holt as the original Rebecca, but we also got the original Esther back, who was played by Alice Evans. Now, her return was a complete shock to me, even though I knew that Esther's blood was needed in order to create the weapon to kill Dahlia. Anyways, back to Esther. For some reason, though, she looked different to me. Now, I'm guessing she was resurrected with long hair because she originally died 1,000 years ago with long hair, because she did cut it back on the Vampire Diaries. But it's not just the hair, it's something else seemed different about Esther, but I can't place it. Did any of you notice? Can you put your finger on it? I don't know. So, Claire's return was something I did expect after how episode 221 ended for Rebecca, but as I said, Esther's return as a whole was a complete shock. I didn't actually think we'd get to see Alice Evans again. And I mean, it's something I'd hoped for, because when Dahlia was first introduced earlier in the season by Esther and Finn through the flashbacks, I truly thought and hoped we'd get a showdown between Esther and Dahlia. But when Freya killed Esther, I thought the showdown wasn't an option anymore. But I'm so glad that I was wrong. In the end, Esther confronted her greatest sin, which had led Esther to the creation of what she viewed as an abominable species, the vampires. And her greatest sin was betraying Dahlia and marrying Michael. And I have to say, Esther surprised me. When she stood there in that warehouse as her vampire children suffered, I thought she would be of no use. That she'd let Dahlia do what she was unable to do, which is kill her children. But Esther redeemed herself in my eyes when she fought against Dahlia the way she did. Esther used what she had, in this case, her anti-magic handcuffs that Elijah had slapped on her the moment she was resurrected, and Esther used them to choke Dahlia long enough for Dahlia to release Freya. From there, Freya saved her vampire siblings by magically taking the white oak ash out of their systems. And then Klaus and Elijah were the ones who used the weapon to kill Dahlia, and they used it by killing both Esther and Dahlia together, since they needed Esther's blood on the weapon in order for it to actually kill Dahlia. Now, that was a great Michelson teamwork effort against the Wicked Witch that is Dahlia, and I just favorite team up right there. Love it. To see all the siblings stand together to fight against the two women who ultimately ruined their lives was just powerful. Can't stress how much I love that. To have them all stand together in unity. And I do really, but question though, when did Klaus have a change of heart in regards to Freya? Or did Klaus always view her as a sister, yet he played it off as he did to sell the lie that he hated her? Which is it? I mean, I'm all gung-ho for him claiming her to be his sister and even allowing the idea of her helping him raise hope. But when did that switch happen for Klaus? I'm just curious. Do any of you know? And I have to give Dahlia credit for the use of the white oak stake. She turned the stake into ash and magically forced the ashes into the mouths of Klaus, Rebecca, and Elijah, rendering them useless in an attack as long as ash was in their system, which I had briefly mentioned before. But with that being said, does that mean that there's truly no weapon left to kill the originals? That white oak stake was the last of its kind because of the merger of the stake with the old Gilbert ring. So I'm wondering, where does that leave the originals? Are they truly immortal now? I mean, Cole's golden dagger for Klaus is definitely gone. And now it seems like the white oak stake that could kill Elijah and Rebecca and Klaus are also gone. Is that right? Is it right to assume that? Or help me out here. Just let me know in the comments below. And then what about Freya? Is she still immortal if she's no longer connected to Dahlia or the sleeping spell? Or is Freya still connected to the sleeping spell? And those anti-magic cuffs used on Esther. I thought those were rendered powerless when Davina drew the properties of the handcuffs into the bracelet for Hope, like a transfer spell, if you will. Did I get that wrong? So many questions I have. If you have any answers or theories about any of it, don't be afraid to leave a comment below. For me, I would love to hear your rendition of an answer, even just to get some semblance of some facts, even. I don't even know. But So because of Esther's return, that means Davina used her regent powers to resurrect the Rock Michelson. So because Davina was unable to resurrect Cole like she planned, and I was hoping for it, she now plans to attack the Michelsons with all the witches she claims she could force to fight with her now that she is their leader. Davina basically wants another war between the vampires and the witches, similar to what we saw in season 1 and season 1, maybe even more deadly. I bet that's the next problem for the Michelsons to face in season 3. I really hope Davina doesn't bite off more than she can chew with this grand attack she wants to go forward with. So with Dahlia taken care of, Klaus plans to just focus on Hope. He gives the city back to Marcel, and Freya is now free for once in her life. Now because of her freedom, Freya gives Rebecca the choice of living her life as a vampire or as a witch. Rebecca, in the end, chooses to go back in Eva's vacant body so that she could live as a witch. Rebecca plans to leave and search for a way to bring Cole back while her vampire body lays in a coffin that she brings along with her, which is very similar to how Klaus would travel with his daggered siblings and their coffins back when he was on the Vampire Diaries. While I'm disappointed that Claire Holt isn't staying on as Rebecca, at least the character of Rebecca is still alive to come back. And at least if her vampire body is still intact, there is still the opportunity of seeing Claire Holt again. And then there's always flashbacks where we can see her again too. It's always an option, so I'm very glad for that. Now at the end, there was a brief moment between Elijah and Haley, because it was the night of the full moon, which means that Haley is human for the night. They hug, and why Elijah is determined to free Haley from the Crescent Curse, and he's getting Freya to help him with that. Haley wants Elijah to promise to be there for Hope, while Haley's still cursed, unaware that Elijah had told Klaus that he wants nothing to do with Klaus anymore after they dealt with Dahlia. And the reason Haley asks Elijah this is because she doesn't want Klaus to be the only person that Hope grows up knowing. She wants Elijah to be able to be a good influence on her daughter, so Elijah agrees to go back to Klaus to care for Hope. Now here's my question. If Dahlia is dead, then how can the curse on the Crescent Clan be reversed at all? I thought only the one who placed the curse could reverse it, like when Celeste did the curse the first time, back in season 1, and then she needed to be the one to reverse it. And Haley knew that before she killed her, before Celeste was killed. Any answers to that? Now, what I really wanted to see happen, it was so close in happening. Can you guess? Klaus and Camille. So much happened between these two that I'm still reeling from it. Camille confessed to Vincent that she has complicated feelings for a monster, quote unquote her words, and yet she believes that the monster may have feelings for her too. Beauty and the Beast, anyone. I'm totally getting that vibe. Anyways, Klaus does apologize to Camille for his actions against her in the previous episode with him taking a bite out of her like he did. And it seems like she knows that it's hard for him to apologize to anyone, and the fact that he freely did so with her was very telling, and I love that. Let's not forget that he wants no one but Camille to watch over his darling daughter. And then there's the final scene between them where they reminisced about how they met, with him tipping her with a $100 bill. I really like that they went down memory lane like that. And Camille even made a joking comment about how if there was a different bartender that night when he gave the $100 tip, then Camille wouldn't be drinking with Klaus now. What really gets me, and it wasn't the detailed trip down memory lane, which was, like I said, awesome. It was the fact that Klaus believed that he would have met Camille regardless. It was as if the meeting was inedible. I can't even say the word. Inedible. I think that's a word. I think I said it wrong, but I'll use another one. Destined. There. So, Klaus believes that he would have found Camille and they would end up where they are now. Meaning that he knew that no matter how they met, whether it was on the street looking at a painting or at the bar having him tip $100 to her, or even somewhere else in the city, he knows that he would have met her somehow. And I love how determined he is by saying that. As if he knew that no matter what had happened, no matter where they were, they would have met each other in that city. And then they got closer towards each other, and then here is where I hoped for a kiss or something. But then Klaus pulls away and walks out as if he was scared of the intimacy that was growing in that moment. I can't. Klaus and Camille were so close. So close. And so the season ends in, I believe, the same fashion as it began, with a voice-over done in a fairy tale analogy style meant for hope. The premiere had Rebecca, and the finale had Klaus doing it. I thought the parallel tied in quite nicely to start and end the same season in this manner. Now I hope someone does a parallel GIF set for that on Tumblr, because I still haven't figured out how to make my own Tumblr GIFs yet. And I always love those. If you haven't below, check out my my channel description for my link to my Tumblr page. It's basically just reblogs that I'm very interested or that I like, with a few of my own stuff in there. So anyways, back to the episode. So now with the season finale being over, we have to wait until the fall, and I'm assuming it's October again. That's almost 5 months until the season 3 premiere. Yet, it's 2 months until the San Diego Comic-Con in July, which is when we'll most likely get our first look in season 3. I'll definitely do a video about that preview. Until then, let's go to my predictions for what I think season 3 is going to be about. Now, Klaus is going to focus on Hope, and since he's Klaus, there will be enemies gunning for him. Probably Davina, who could be conspiring to take down the Michelsons. Probably 90% chance that she's thinking of doing that. Now, Rebecca's on the road in search for a way to resurrect Cole. And Rebecca continues on in Eva's witch body without Marcel, which irritates me. If they love each other, which is obvious that they do, then why doesn't he leave town with her, or why doesn't she stay with him? Why do they have to be apart and go through the long-distance relationship thing? It truly looks like they're testing that path out. But I don't get why they would have to. Why would they need to? It's just, a couple confuses me sometimes. But regards to how often we'll see Rebecca or not, wouldn't know if it was actually Claire playing Rebecca, but since Rebecca is being in Eva's body, maybe we'll see her more than we think. Now, Haley is still cursed to live the majority of her life as a wolf, with only the full moon being her reprieve and being human again. And Elijah is going to be determined to break Haley from the Crescent Curse. And if he has to, I hope he just saves Haley, because I really don't want the wolf pack back if they are going to cause problems for the Michelson family, which I think they will be if they are uncursed. Because then they're going to be gunning for Klaus for having the audacity to even curse them to begin with, and all that craziness. Now that Freya is free, it's up in the air as to whether she'll stay in town and help Klaus raise Hope, as he said, or if she'll leave and explore the world. Now, according to TVLine.com, Riley Volkel was promoted to series regular for season 3, so we'll be seeing more of Freya, it seems, in the French Quarter. I can't wait to see how she messes with the family she's always wanted to reunite with. Now I hope we see Cole again in season 3, whether it's in the witch version or the vampire version. And then Finn's state, I hope, will be clarified because he's still in Freya's necklace as far as I'm concerned. Michael and Nestor were killed again this season, so hopefully we won't see them interfere in the present day in season 3. I wouldn't mind seeing them again in flashbacks, though I do love flashbacks. And, final thing, I hope for more crossover moments. We barely got any this season, but does Tatia's appearance in flashbacks count as a crossover moment? Well, it was great to see Nina Dobrev on the originals in that form. It's not really counting as a crossover for me. So I hope for more of those in season 3. And that's all I have to say about the finale. I'm truly happy about this season, and I believe that season 3 will be better than 2, which was better than 1. This show just keeps getting better and better, and I can't wait to see what happens next. The originals keeps the darkness that comes with vampires while keeping family relations as the core ships on the show. I'm excited to see more. How about you? Now, what did you think about the finale, or about the season as a whole? What are your season 3 predictions? And do you guys think I should continue these videos for season 3? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear all about it. So, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed these few videos I've done. And I hope you enjoyed the season 2 of the originals. And I hope to see you all back if I do continue forward. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my page, check out my other videos in the meantime. If you want, you can check my LiveJournal account. The link will be down below, as are the actual recap notes that I took during the episode. The link will be in the description box below. And if you want to check out my Tumblr, like I mentioned before, the link for that will either be in the About page on my channel, or I'll include it in the description box below. And also, if you haven't already, check out my crazy crossover city videos, as it talks about crossover ideas basically, and a few of them have the originals included, and future videos of those will have the originals in it, because I have so many ideas I want to write for that show. But anyways, I'll just leave it at that. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys stick around. Bye guys.